So if you look at all your lyrics in the past, and you look at songs like "Cunt Renaissance" and
I had some of the most negative imagery ever in music, ever.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying like how dare you influence someone? No, make music, make what you make.
Okay.
Film-wise, some of the most negative images ever. I put that shit on a big screen, and I don't think negativity in art, if it's done in a certain artistic way, is a bad thing, all the time, And plus, you're a 19-year-old kid when you're making these songs, 18-year-old kid, and the world to you is grim. So you're saying you're angry, you're an angry kid. So how do you piss off the establishment? How do you piss off, the grown-ups? How do you piss off the authorities? You say the most hardcore, foul, fuck everybody shit. So that's a release. And there's a lot of angry kids out there that will put something like that on and be like, yeah, I relate to it. And they could be angry together, So I'm never the one to judge. Like, you see when Rick Ross had the rape lyric about the,
put Molly in a drink.
I put the Molly in, and everybody like went crazy on fucking Rick Ross. Like, what a scumbag, piece of shit, a rape lyric. And I wrote a piece for one of them websites and said, hey, Jay-Z got rape lyrics, Eminem got rape lyrics, every rapper you can name got rape lyrics, whether it was Big L, like all of your idols, and no disrespect to them, because I got the worst lyrics out of all of them, but, well, maybe not L. L was over the,
Big L?
Yeah, Big L had some of the grimiest lyrics ever.
What were some of Big L's lyrics that you're talking about?
Like if I got AIDS, every bitch in the city got it. I'm raping bitch. I'm raping Christ. He got rape. He was raping women. He was raping, killing Satan. He was one of the grimiest rappers ever.
Okay.
In fact, the UK, there was a Hip Hop Connection magazine where they had like the most foulest lyricists of all time, most grimiest, dirtiest lyrics of all time. And usually I win that contest. and now Big L, they had Big L at #1. I think they had me #2. I was like, L got me, but you got to give it to him. Okay. But who I put above both of us? Probably Kool G Rap. When Kool G Rap was at his worst, he was brutally.
What were some Kool G Rap lyrics?
Well, he had a whole song, Hey Mr. Mister, which was literally really, really fucked up. It was literally about like beating the shit out of your woman in public, and Redman had some really grimy lyrics, a lot of them. So, it was more like a cartoon painting.
Here we go, Kool G Rap. Last week I beat a bitch up in the street for lying to me.
Yeah, G Rap was.
That's how it starts.
I think he beat all of us with the grimy, horrible.
Right, I can't wait to see this bitch because I'm gonna beat her ass in public. I went to her sister's house, drove by her mama's. I even stepped to Pop and Duke.
That's the GOAT right there.
Pop Duke's house to bring the drama. Looking up the block, hold up, there goes that bitch. From a mile away, I could tell my bitch is switched. So I ran up.
The whole second
Hey,
verse.
What's up, bitch? I got a question. If you're a lot of Smith & Wesson, going to teach your ass a lesson. You ever fucked around me before? Hell no. Smack. Yo, what if you hit me with that gun for? Bitch, why you lying? Bitch, you been cheating. Yeah, okay, and he just keeps going. Now I got to serve your motherfucking ass a beating. Yeah.
Second verse is even worse.
So, at your age, is there anything that you look back in terms of lyrics that you put out, you say, I probably should have done that?
No. And I think that's bullshit because I see Hollywood do it. Anything I said in my songs, it was a part of my artistic vision at the age I was at. I think everybody has growth as a human being and growth in music. So like if I said the most fucked up foul shit when I was 18, 19, 20, or maybe when I was depressed and suicidal, I said some real fucked up shit when I was 24, like good. That's documented. That's my mind. That's where my mind was at. So like, I shouldn't have said that. You say what you say, and it's documented. That if you're gonna be a musician, that's what happens. It's like there's a guy named Sam Raimi that did the Spider-Man movies. He's a big successful director, and he did The Evil Dead. And now that he's a big Hollywood director, the thing that made Evil Dead huge was he had a tree rape a woman. The tree came to life and raped the shit out of this woman, and that's what made the movie famous. Like everyone was, it's the movie where the tree raped a woman. And now he's like, yeah, if I did it again, I would have never did that. It's like, that's the only reason you have a career. It's because the tree raped a woman. And now your skills got, on a big Hollywood scale. But, so I'm not going to, I would wish I never said cunt renaissance. Come on, man. I'm glad I said everything I did. And that's how I do it,
Well, the world in general is becoming less violent.
The world in general is becoming less violent?
100%.
What do you mean?
human society, if you compare human society as decades and centuries and millennia goes on, the world in general is becoming a less violent place, a less brutal place. And so
How?
forth.
How do you see?
Okay. There is nothing that's happened to the extent of the Inquisition since the Inquisition.
The Spanish Inquisition.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, but
where not only were they killing people, but they were finding new and innovative ways to torture people for the sake of.
I don't know. How many fucking innocent civilians do we fucking throw drones on every day? You know, bow, another drone strike, dead babies there. Bow, another drone strike, dead babies there. And not even just our regime, worldwide. Like, people are murdering each other all over the planet. Maybe they're not doing, like you're saying, Spanish Inquisition, where they're stretching your body out. And who the fuck knows? I don't know about that either, because like I said, I had a friend that was kidnapped by fucking Al-Qaeda and was in a Turkish prison. And there was a ISIS wife of ISIS that was pregnant. And the guards beat the shit out of the pregnant lady, cut her fucking whole vagina and ripped the fucking baby out and put the baby back into population. And that's like right now, so that's not too far.
And they killed her, and she died in the process?
No, she lived. They cut, like this, because she was going. But she came in with her whole face broken up and the baby in her arm and her vagina all fucking cut open. And the baby had to live in population. So that's going on in 2000, that was last year, but I'm sure, it's just a story of somebody I know personally. Like, this is my friend, Lindsay Snell, a reporter. So like, that's not too far from, we're stretching you and putting spikes on your tongue at the Spanish Inquisition. Like, I think humanity, from the beginning of time to the end of time, there's evil and there's terror, no matter what decade it is. Yeah, maybe from different extremes, but I think, genocide will always exist. Whether it's this decade or next decade or the decade after or the decade before, I think the world will always have evil and horror.
Right, but the world beforehand was definitely more violent.
Where?
All over the world. If you look at like the whole thing is if you find like all the old skeletons they find of early humans, almost all of them were killed by violence. Yeah. Violence was just a way of life.
From what years are you talking about? I thought
we're talking about thousands of years ago.
Okay,
I'm not talking about
cavemen. There was no structure
exactly.
and no protection.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And as time went on,
I can agree
the Wild West was definitely a lot more violent than San Francisco today. When there's no cameras.
Yeah, but that's America. What about in other countries where they're in the streets shooting and killing each other every day, like the Wild West, but worse? Like it depends what part of the globe.
I mean, what I'm saying, the world changes. There's people are more responsible for their actions than they used to be. There's more cameras everywhere. There's social media. News is not, ran by 5 different companies. Anybody with a camera could turn into a trending topic.
Yeah, but now fucking Google and Twitter and Facebook are all trying to, make sure certain topics are getting seen and certain topics aren't getting seen. They're all fucking manipulating the data to make sure that. That's true. I promise you, study it.
I don't know about that.
I do. Study it.
I don't know about that.
Study it. I promise you.
There's a famous book called The Better Angles of Our Nature. Bill Gates actually mentions one of his favorite books. I started reading it. And, it talked about how in biblical time, if you just look at just the Bible and the amount of violence that happens just in the Bible, compared to these days, it's a much different story.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I think. And even if you look at, even if you take a step back, and you look at, for example, the way people are treated and the way you could talk about people where it's socially acceptable, like...
Yeah, but that's fake. That's fake. Like, you can't say that. You can't say this. Oh, you're a terrible person, but we're going to go to war with 7 countries at the same fucking time and kill everybody. So you can't say the word midget or can't say faggot or something, but you could kill everybody. It's like, America's such a fucking hypocritical fucking place. Like, and then nobody comments that we're murdering people all over the world. Nobody gives a shit. It's like, this political, issue at home is really the problem because somebody said the wrong word. It's like, nobody gives a fuck. And then if you post something, you could post something on social media like, look, 87 civilians were murdered yesterday. People are like, okay, but you go, hey, Trump said something stupid. And the fucking comments flood in. Trump will say some dumb shit on Twitter. And everybody, it's a story for a fucking week. Trump drops a bomb, and be like, oh, he looks presidential now. You know, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with society?
Listen, two sides to it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess there's two sides to every
it's two
story,
sides
but there's
to
a
it.
lot of dead corpses no matter how many sides there are.